week's episode of Teach Me Editor Dominic. This week I'm joined by parkour practitioner Kyle Singer. He's going to show me the basics of parkour. Kyle, before we get started, what is parkour for people who don't know?
Well, it originated in France, and it's literally just the fastest point from getting from A to B. And it's over the time got a little bit more stylish, and it's almost just like don't see obstacles, get places in new ways, explore, and it's almost so like a mindset of, you know what I mean, just don't let anything hold you back. There's nothing that you can't kind of get over.
So what are we going to be doing today?
Well, we're going to go around to a few spots. I'm going to teach you some of the basics, rolls, some jumps, and just all around have some fun.
Sounds good. Alright, so before we get crazy, let's start with the basics.
Alright, well, the first thing you want to know with parkour is a roll, which it's a little bit different than what like a gymnastics person would do, and it's fundamental for when you're doing your jumps. You don't want to be destroying your knees. This is good for absorbing the shock. What we're going to start off with doing is a jump, and then as soon as you hit down, your knees are going to start going down, and you want to transfer from your shoulder all the way to the opposite hip. So here's a fast one, and then I'll slow it down. And you want to get up.
Okay, so picnic table. How are we going to get over this one?
Alright, these are called vaults, and there's different ways of doing it, some more difficult than others. Just like with any activity, water's important. You thirsty, man?
Yeah. Alright, so now that we've seen some of the basics, Kyle's going to show us some of his favorite parts around campus. Alright, so we're outside of Limpkin. What are we doing here?
Well, I am going to run and push off that step right there and cat onto the wall, which is when you grab on with your hands and catch yourself with your feet so you don't hurt yourself on the wall.
Alright. So, like, do you have any tips for me or anything?
Well,
or anyone interested in trying to do parkour?
A lot of parkour is, most people have the body type to do it or the strength within them, and the majority of it is mental. It's just getting over that fear of taking the jump or taking your feet up that extra second that it takes to clear the gap. So if you could just get over that mental blockage of, you know, don't do it or I'm going to get hurt or this or that, like if you're sitting there thinking about the negative, that's all that's going to be haunting your memory. So you got to be like, you got to be positive and be ready to do it. I mean, it sounds a little corny, but like the Matrix, there is no think, there's just do. It's good to have some pump music. Like, how can you not be pumped? And like,
oh yeah. Do you think I can do it?
I mean, you could try.
Okay, so now we're on the other side of Lumpkin, where Kyle's going to show us something that might be a little bit more my speed. What do we got here?
This is what it's called a precision jump, where it's just like it sounds. You're going to jump from one point to another.
Alright, so now we're over by health services, and hopefully not for its intended purpose, but Kyle's going to show us one more cool thing before we go.
Alright, this is what's called the crane, and it's just literally running up a wall and getting up as fast as possible. So, it's going to look like this.
That's it for this week's episode of Teach Me Editor Dominic. This is Kyle Singer. I'm Dominic Renzetti. Thanks for parkouring with us today. Kyle, thanks for letting me parkour with you.
Fun, man.
See you next time.